All right, now let's go ahead and do an introduction. Three, two, one, go. Hello and welcome, everyone. This is the third episode of Streaming with Shoggy, a completely arbitrary title for a series that does not yet exist. Today, I am here with Shoggy and Becky. Becky is an artist friend of mine who I have known forever, and we are going to do a D&D 5e adventure. The premise of the session is that these two, Tot and Ash, played by Shoggy and Becky respectively, are here running a tavern in a nation full of monsters and weird fantasy bullshit. Would you guys like to introduce your characters?
Right. So I am playing Tot, who's a tiefling. Here we go. So we have a tiefling warlock, level 2, and unfortunately, Tot, in an effort to buck tradition, decided he was going to make his pact with an undead instead of the normal demons. And he searched and he searched and he found the greatest, oldest undead in the town. And he probably should have checked if it was anything other than a zombie dishwasher first.
Yes, Dan the Eternal is the oldest undead in living history, and he has relatively low expectations of people. He just works the dish pit because it gets him a stable income, and in his own words, it beats the shit out of lying in a crypt forever.
I mean, you can sit there and have an existential crisis for all eternity, or you can do it while washing dishes. One sounds more productive.
Exactly. And so, would you care to introduce our second character, Becky?
Why, sure. I am going to be playing Ash. She is from a drow and fire genasi family that are huge in politics, and they want her to join in on the family tradition. She, however, has everything else going for her, as she does not want to get involved at all whatsoever. So while her family are like rogues or bards or people who are really good at politics, she's a paladin. They really want her to, grow out of this phase. But she's pretty much a goddamn adult now. And she likes her quiet lifestyle, helping out running a tavern and, trying to keep herself out of politics as much as possible.
Sounds reasonable to me.
So tell us a bit about the bar we're working in.
Okay, so this bar, it does not have a name yet. I created everything else, but I did not invent that. So the first order of business is you guys have to name the bar that you work in.
What sort of bar are we?
You are a restaurant and also and also an inn. You have a couple of rooms upstairs that you rent out to people overnight, and you serve a rather wide clientele. You serve a hell of a lot of monstrous races, including straight up monsters, which is why the floor plan is so expansive and why you have a nice pool out front. Your boss is a dragonborn. His name is Rajan, and he will not be appearing yet. Go figure.
Hmm.
Oh
And
man, names are hard.
I know. That's why I'm making you do it.
ah, Shaggy, do you want something that sounds plausible or just something that sounds funny?
Tavern.
It's a tavern, so do you want a funny tavern or just something that's
No,
believable?
sorry, I'm looking at stream chat. No, I don't have any. I don't have anything that springs to my mind. So go with whatever springs at yours.
Hmm.
Okay, obviously, we can't just call it Dan's place.
No, if we could steal from other campaigns, then it would just be Sweaty Joe's.
What's our dragon owner's name again?
His name is Rajan.
Did he build
What's
this
his?
place?
What color is he? Like what part? What's his dragon side?
He is a gold dragonborn. And what were you saying, Soggy?
Is that Bahamut?
Ahamut? What?
God of Gold Dragons in 5e. You'll have to remind me.
It is Bahamut.
Hmm.
Bahamut's Bar and Brewery.
Sounds good to me. All right, you are running Bahamut's Bar and Brewery. That is the first decision that you have made.
Is our boss missing because the god smited him?
Question.
Ash doesn't think so. She would know. They would have told her.
What deity is Ash a paladin of?
The god of monsters.
Ooh, who's that? I don't know God of Monsters in this setting.
It's kind of our only choice.
It is my special homebrew setting, which people might get familiar with later. For now, all you need to really know is that there is a god of magic and monsters, and she is a big figure in society.
Now, I know who Tiamat is, Agradol.
It's not Tiamat, as in, this is a homebrewed world with a whole completely different set of gods.
Oh, good. Then no one will
Don't
mind us
matter
using
right
their
now,
names
so
for
don't worry
bars.
about it. Say
Okay.
again?
So tell us what
Yeah,
we're doing.
I was about to suggest the Tipsy Tiamat.
We could go with that instead.
If you wanna.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 3. How many heads does Tiamat have? Is he 7?
I have no idea, but
It's one for every color, not metallic.
Well, one of them's the designated driver.
Okay, so let us go ahead and set the stage. Ash, Tot, and Dan have been working here for rather a long time. A couple years by now. You have gotten into your grooves and you have become good employees. You know how the place runs, and you also know that your boss is not always the most coherent of people. He always seems distracted. There always seems to be something going on, and he fusses over the strangest things. And you have never been able to get him to tell you exactly what he's worried about. However, he's been a good boss, he's understanding, he pays you well, and he allows you to listen to music while you work. So, not bad, all things considered. However, one day when you get in to do your morning shift, you find that your boss is nowhere in sight, which is unusual because often he's the first person in. Well, except for Dan. Dan just kind of like lives in the dish pit.
I was about to say Ash is probably the second one to show up and would poke her head through the door and just ask where the hell the boss is.
Wait, what about customers? Are there customers upstairs?
There are a couple of customers upstairs, but it doesn't seem like any of them have noticed what's going on. Dan the Eternal informs you that he hasn't seen your boss, Rajan, since last night. And no, he is not coming out of the dish pit to check. He is doing some breakfast dish work.
I'm just
So, boss, I need some advice here, boss. Got a call to make. What are we gonna
what are
do?
you looking at me for?
I am the assistant manager to the assistant manager.
I can't believe they made that a title. There's only us three working here.
Dan says through the door that he's actually the manager, but he's the manager of the dish pit.
Right. So, yes, obviously, we all know what's gonna happen. They're gonna come downstairs and they're gonna kill us all.
No, that's not how it's gonna work.
That is sort of what adventurers do.
Yeah, but that's only if you actually antagonize.
So, I guess we get breakfast?
I guess so.
Okay, so
Usually,
Todd's gonna
usually
go and start getting breakfast ready, since Dan doesn't cook, he just does the dishes.
Okay. And Ash, what are you going to do?
Ash is gonna have to help with the cooking.
Okay, so you start getting breakfast ready, and the customers start coming in and coming down as if nothing had happened. The first set of customers who come down is a quartet of interesting characters who seem to be on the run from something.
Nope, there they are.
Uh, Apparently, the head guy is a necromancer, and the other three are kobolds that all seem very loyal to him for some reason. But you haven't been able to figure out any of their story.
All right. Well, Ash
Right.
looks to Todd and goes, "All right. Do you want to do the customer service, or do you want me to, like usual?"
I think we need to do the time-honored tradition of rolling for it.
Just, okay. Yeah. Sure.
Oh boy! Both of you roll a d20. Whoever gets higher gets to choose.
Honey. Boop.
Okay, so
Oh,
Ash, where do you want to be?
oh, you're the boss. Come on, boss. What we doing, boss?
Ash is actually a horrible cook. She looks to Todd and just goes, "I hope you know how to cook better than I do." She walks out.
Oh, I'm amazing at cooking.
God damn
I
it!
need to not do Nubby voice. It'll be sticking if I do it.
Oh God! All right.
She's gonna go say hello, take orders, pretend like nothing is wrong. Yes, the boss did not come say good morning right now. He's a little busy. Can I take your order? Good morning.
All right, and as you head out, we encounter our first mechanic of you running the tavern.
Oh no.
You see, I have set some pre-made crises.
Oh no.
Because you see, these adventurers were not the only ones who camped out here. You see, there was another group of adventurers who took a different room.
Oh, there they are.
And now, these two groups of adventurers are starting to get into a fight. And now it's Ash's problem to try and defuse it.
Great. This is why she likes to stay behind her bar.
It's true. So, it looks like a fight is gearing up. Weapons are being drawn. The kobolds are getting riled up. The necromancer is saying something about his staff of souls. This
Wait,
needs to be defused.
one second. Look. Eggs, sausage, porridge. Right now. Egg, sausage, porridge.
Oh my god.
Egg, sausage, porridge. Come on. What you want? Egg, sausage, porridge. We only got 3.
Oh god.
Just
Oh,
getting angry, getting ready to fight, and then all of a sudden this tiny little imp creature just like, egg sausage or porridge, tell me what you want.
I'm not an imp. I am a full 3 feet tall and 45 pounds.
Alright, fine, you're a tiny horned goblin.
Exactly. Now, come on. Food orders. Fight later, food now.
okay, Tot, go ahead and roll me a deception check.
I need to remember I have a sheet for this.
And you do fantastic. The fight is defused, and you have succeeded at your first crisis. By Tot just coming out and being obnoxious, he has managed to defuse all the murderous tension, and
That's
eventually
nice, but what are they ordering?
they're ordering porridge.
Really? Kobolds are ordering porridge.
Yes, apparently they have to watch their weight. They've been eating too many bodies.
Okay, we got 4 porridges. What else?
I'm just imagining Todd is literally jumping up onto the tables.
Oh, yes.
Trying to tower over these people.
It puts me on an even heading.
The human fighter orders eggs. The lovely cleric orders porridge. The goblin orders eggs, sausage, and porridge.
Right. 6 porridges, 1 eggs, 1 sausage. 2 eggs, 1
As
sausage.
Todd is walking by after taking all these orders, Ash is just like, I thought you were in charge of cooking and I was taking orders.
Yes. Yes, that was the agreement, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't work out that way, did it?
This
Bye.
is why we make you bust the tables.
Okay,
All
Dan,
right.
don't tell them we don't have any eggs.
Dan looks over to Tot and just says, "We can have eggs, Just find me a few birds.
Okay, so while I'm doing this, what is Ash falling back to? So I'm doing very important cooking stuff here.
Ash was gonna come back to pick up the food because this is such a huge tavern. It's gonna take her a while to walk back to the bar.
It is a huge tavern, and you go back to the bar and you grab the food, bust it out to the people, at their respective tables. You're starting to get more and more of a rush as people come in, and then an interesting figure walks through the door. It appears to be a barrel with wooden boards nailed to it in a crude approximation of arms and legs, and it seems to look around in a very confused manner. You note that it did not actually turn the doorknob, it just walked into the door until it opened.
I mean, have
Ash,
you seen our customers? They do that a lot.
Ash is just gonna walk over and just ask very politely if they're lost.
I am Custom R.
Okay. Are you lost, customer?
I am here to see the tavern.
Well, all right then. Feel free to look around.
I will look around the tavern. Thank you.
Ash just takes a step back and just kind of watches.
The strange wooden creature seems to be walking through the tavern with a clear expression of, I don't know what the heck any of this is. At one point, it starts walking directly into the fireplace.
Just Ash calls out, just, that's fire. That hurt.
It is a place that hurts.
It will
Why
burn
is
you.
this present?
It keeps us warm, but if you get into it, you will burn.
This does not make sense.
Tot, can you just make sure this customer doesn't die?
So, what's the role to take off his legs?
Oh my god. Roll me a sleight of hand. You go and grab at Customar's legs, and unfortunately, Customar has exactly enough perception in order to spot this happening and baps your hand with one of its like wooden arms. This is my possession.
Right. Well, I can see you are very attached to those, but we have a firm leg check going on here. Now, legs are to be stored behind the bar until they are needed later. Now, please, sir, if you would just check your legs with me.
Roll me a fucking deception. Customar considers this for a long moment and then says, I will have legs returned.
Yes, just come up to us at the bar and we will affix them to you with a hammer.
Very well. I will abide by rules of this establishment.
Right, and now I'm going to take you over to where the other barrels are seated.
I am Custom R.
Yes, we have other customers of your phenotype and body type and every type over here.
Custom R follows along, looking a bit confused. It is notable that you have indeed checked his legs, and he is now awkwardly waddling on just his arms. I see. This is a place with much culture to it.
Now, while you're here, I think you would have a great time observing our world-famous dish expert. And in the meantime, eggs.
Dan gives you a glare as you head back out and serve up the tavern guests, at which point another tavern event happens.
But I haven't delivered the eggs yet.
Too bad.
And this one is you have a customer rush. I actually have cards for these. So there are 3 stats that you need to keep track of at the tavern. You have your profits, your reputation, and your infrastructure. You can actually find them in the journal off to the right. And there are certain events that will happen. And if you fail these events, you might lose some of those tavern, stats. It's very important that you keep those up. So, you guys are experiencing a customer rush as the breakfast rush is officially here before you have had time to cook a lot of food. And now you have to work extra hard to make up the slack. So, what are you both going to be doing in order to fix this?
I have almost finished serving the current customers. You got to cover for me, Ash. I'm almost done here.
She's gonna have to make sure that everybody kind of gravitates towards the bar for easier access so she can run into the back to grab things. And try to use that charisma she was naturally born with.
Okay. Make me a charisma-based roll, whichever you think is appropriate to the situation.
She's trying to be nice, courteous, and diplomatic. So I'm gonna say it's her persuasion.
Go ahead and roll it.
Damn it.
Okay, that is 1 failure. The customers are starting to get rowdy. So, Tot, you have just finished serving a table, and then you look back and see that Ash is being swarmed by impatient customers. What do you do?
Whoops.
First, I ask how I can erase that. Thank you. Hey, Tot. Hey, Ash. Hey, boss. So, I just did 5 porridges. How many more porridges? You. How many more porridges?
You're just insisting that everyone should have porridge.
Look, you're here for breakfast. There's porridge or there's nothing. So get your porridge.
Oh my god. This is going to be some kind of roll, and I want you to determine which one you think it should be.
Ash is just sitting there, just going, there's also booze. You want booze? We'll get you booze.
She's right. Porridge or booze. Nothing else in stock. That's why this is deception.
Okay. Unfortunately...
Oh god, they smell the eggs, don't they?
Say again?
They smell the eggs.
Oh, they do, and they get mad at you for lying. So, what happens is that you have failed this particular event. That is not the end of the world. However, you have lost 1 profit and 1 reputation.
Having rogue trader flashbacks here.
But suffice it to say that a lot of customers storm off in a huff, saying that they've never experienced this kind of poor treatment from their tavern servers, and they are not putting
Yes,
up
you
with it.
have.
Ash just
I saw you here yesterday.
Ash just huffs at it all. Just with the boss.
Right. Listen, Ash. Listen, I need you on this. I need you here. Okay? I need you.
I need this job. Without it, my parents are gonna put me back into fucking government politics.
Yeah. Well, I can't leave. You know what happened last time I tried to leave? Dan summoned me. He can do that.
Dan calls out of the dish pit, "Yes, I can! I have a summoning circle for you, you little shit!"
That's your fault for becoming a vassal for him. Of all people.
You know, you are being prejudiced against chaotic evil.
You're asking the girl whose hair is literally on fire right now.
So how are our customers doing?
So things have tailed off a bit, calmed down. However, there is someone walking through the door who, unfortunately, pings on your radar. This is Mag. Mag is a local town guard who is a stickler for the rules and has just entered in order to get his morning coffee. You don't even serve coffee. He always just asks for one anyway.
Right, we do this every morning. Okay, let's go
Morning,
get some
Tot.
dishwasher, put some dirt in it, and cast prestidigitation on it.
Ah, don't you even dare. I'll spot you a mile away, you little shit.
In my defense,
Ash just
he's
sits
drunk
there
it at least once.
Ash just sits there mumbling, going, "You didn't figure it out last week when I used purified food and drink on it."
Mag looks to you and then just says, "You people, always thinking you can get away with something. Well, I'm watching. Don't you see I'm watching? Everybody's got to play by the rules. Everybody's got to follow the law."
What rules? This is a place of monsters.
Well, yes, it is a nation of monsters, but it still has rules, don't you know?
Yeah, the biggest and the strongest is the one in charge.
Hey, that's not necessarily true. Ever since that one fairy dragon managed to take down that ogre, we've been reassessing that rule.
Alright, so the strongest of them all.
Now, the fairy dragon was pretty weak, just managed to trip him up, you know? But anyway, that's not the point. I want a coffee. You're gonna give me one.
Ash just, alright, I have
Okay,
an
I
idea.
think it's time to cast Expeditious Retreat here.
Ash grabs Tot and pulls him into the back. He goes, "Okay, Tot, I have an idea.
I am
And
listening.
Dan, you better be listening in. You have, here, take this." And she hands over some money. She goes, "You're gonna run to the nearest store and get coffee.
I was just
You've
gonna
got,
steal it.
now hold on. You've only got a short amount of time because we all know that Dan's gonna summon you back here. So you gotta be fast."
Okay, so Expeditious Retreat, right?
Expeditious retreat will boost your movement speed very much.
I'm trying to find my spell list on Roll20. Can you help me with that real quick?
Oh yeah, go ahead and open your character sheet.
I got it open.
Okay, and up at the top there should be a tab that says spells.
Ah, the sub-tabs.
Yep.
So, Tot is, this is mostly for your benefit, Becky. Tot is a level 2 warlock with thaumaturgy, predigestion, and mage hand as his cantrips, and then unseen service, expeditious retreat, illusory script, and silent image for level 1 trickeries.
Alright.
So what I'm going to be doing is burning a level 1 spell slot on Expeditious Retreat and booking it across the street to the coffee shop, which he walked by on the way here.
Yes. But like, don't even worry about the cup being from the other place either. You're just getting him a coffee.
They are used to this.
Okay, Tot, go ahead and roll me an acrobatics with advantage. That just means basically just click on it and I'll take whichever roll is higher.
Now, 1 second, I got to cast this first.
And while you're doing that, I'll let you know Ash is a level 2 paladin. She's got Detect Magic, Define Favor, and Purify Food and Drink.
Good stuff for having in a bar.
Indeed.
Oh my god, the 2 sets of tabs throws me off. Okay, so what do you want me to roll?
Acrobatics, and we will be doing it with advantage. Okay, and so you
19.
rolled a 19. Okay, so what happens is, Tot, you speed off and you go grab a cup of coffee, and you arrive back before Dan the Eternal manages to complete his summoning circle. Ash was watching and asking him why he was doing it the entire time. Mag is actually impressed by your work ethic. He still insists that you should have, made the coffee yourself, but he is pleased. And he says that, considering he now has his cuppa, he's going to sit back and keep an eye on things. Make sure there's no more trouble here.
Ash going, fine by me. And every time you come in here, we tell you we don't actually have coffee. We never have.
Mag says that he knows you don't have coffee, but he also knows that most diners, especially ones that serve breakfast, should have coffee. So maybe you should start serving coffee.
If it wasn't so expensive.
Mag says that you probably stand to earn more on coffee than you spend. But hey, he's not the one running the tavern. He's just the one keeping you following the rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sleight of hand roll.
Oh God, what are you doing to Customer?
Customer is going to come over here, and our guard has a new friend to talk to.
Oh my God.
Just introduce Customer to Mag.
Where'd Mag go?
He's over by the fireplace.
Oi, hey, boss. So we got a new adventurer in town. He needs the welcome to town routine. Give him the whole thing, take him on the tour. Show him where the bank is. Have fun.
Oh, no.
Mag looks like he's about to object, and then doesn't. And then he looks over to Customer, and then starts asking a few leading questions. At one point, Ash, you hear Mag raise his voice. What do you mean they checked your legs?
They were boards with nails in them. They were weapons.
And as we all know, seasoned adventurers and soldiers are the only ones allowed to keep their weapons in the tavern.
So, this is Mag, and Mag actually has his own character sheet, and he has his own skills. This is a mechanic of running the tavern. There are special customers who you can convince to give you a hand, and Mag is one of them. He is best at insight and perception, and he is now going to use that skill on Customer. If I can find the sheet. One moment. All right. And Mag starts talking to Customer, and then comes over to talk to Ash at the counter. Hey, you mind if I talk to you real quick?
Sure.
That,
I don't have any more coffee.
Yeah, I know you don't have any more coffee. I finished mine anyway. It was decent. Supermarket quality, whatever. Thing is, and he takes a seat on the bench in front of you. There's something strange about that Custom R guy.
I mean, he's a walking, talking barrel. I'm pretty sure there's someone inside of it.
Well, that's the thing. I thought there was someone inside of it too. But I actually got a look inside and there wasn't. There was some sort of weird, strange shimmering rift, though.
So maybe that's the creature.
Maybe. But I haven't even seen that kind of thing out here. I just want you to know, because, I don't know, that's a bit strange, isn't it? I don't think that guy's following the rules.
What are you going to do
I'm
about
pretty
it?
sure he's playing the law.
Say again?
Sorry, I need to not do that. Todd's pretty sure he's playing of law. I mean, he looks a lot like them whatsits with the boxes on legs.
The Modrons. Mag says that those haven't been seen on this plane for a long, long time.
I mean, boxy? Roboty? Yep, Modron.
Mag says probably not. But Mag does say to Ash that Customar hasn't violated any rules yet, but he's not sure about that creature.
I'm
He's
telling
gonna
the
keep an
customers
eye
that
on
we have
it.
a Modron, the first one seen in centuries.
Oh my! You're actually telling people about it?
I mean, it's a big event. Mag said they don't exist anymore.
Oh my God! Okay, so Todd, you go bragging around to some of the other customers that you have the first Modron seen in centuries. Mag is going to go and keep an eye on Custom R and does not insist that you return the checked legs. As for your customers, they're starting to get excited, and Custom R is starting to get a lot of people clustering around him and wondering what the heck is going on. Custom R seems to take it all in stride, but the whole situation is very strange.
No. Don't close on. Don't close in. Not too close. We have a bit of a process here, you know. It'll be 5 gold.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have Tot go ahead and roll me a deception or a performance.
Ash has no idea what to do in this situation. She's just gonna sit there and watch Godsmacked.
Okay, Tot, unfortunately, you are unable to extort money out of these people. They just barge past you, and they do not pay any attention to you. And now it is time for
Boss,
our
we've been
second
robbed,
tavern
boss.
event. Sorry, third. Say again?
Boss, we've been robbed. We've been robbed of 20 gold. 25 if you count Mag.
Were we really?
Okay, apparently we're just sticking with the low numbers.
Like, were we really robbed of that gold? That gold we never would have had in the first place.
Okay, so here's the situation, guys. As all this is going on, more and more and more people have been ordering porridge, and you have an unfortunate reality. You are running low on porridge.
Right, it's time for the old fallback, Ash. I'll go get the dishwater, you go get the purify spell.
God.
Oh, are we really resorting to that, huh?
I mean, do you have any better ideas? Do you even know what goes in porridge?
Water and oh,
That is a valid point. Okay,
So,
obviously, it's time for me to spend another Expeditious Retreat spell slot.
hold
It just-
on. Expeditious Retreat actually lasts a fair while, so I will determine that if you want to say that it's still up, I will allow it to still be up.
Okay, straight to the stables. We're getting out.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an acrobatics, and we will use advantage.
was about to say all you have to do is head off to the horse stables in the back.
Well, thank God for advantage.
Okay, so
All
now that
right.
I've gotten terrible horse quality oats
You
that
have
are in
indeed
no way
gotten
fit
terrible
for
horse.
human consumption.
Well, thankfully, most of your customers aren't actually human.
Ash,
You know, when the
Ash,
Hydra shows up, they're not really all that concerned about whether the sausages are burned or not.
Ash, you know, they're
Yes.
kobolds. We don't have to give them real oats.
Just no, you don't. But that would also be kind of shady and dishonest, don't you think? We only really mess with Mag's coffee.
Mm.
Meanwhile, Todd, because of your quick thinking and quick feet, you have managed to solve the crisis before it even began, and you start getting a reputation that you are very hardworking, which means that you have regained a point of reputation. You're back up to 5.
Fantastic.
How far are we in the day?
It is now almost afternoon, and things are still going along. Custom R is still gathering crowds of people, gathering around to look at him and ask questions about him. Custom R seems to be more interested in asking questions than answering them. Mag is just keeping an eye on everything, making sure that nothing goes wrong. And now let's introduce another cameo character. All right, and say hello to Prim. So, Prim is a local craftsman, very commonly makes magical items, and you know her from all of her work, and she has apparently come in looking absolutely exhausted.
What is Prim?
Prim is a tabaxi, that is one of the catfolk.
Give me a size.
I will say that Prim is 5 feet tall.
So, Ash, are you on bartending or am I on bartending?
That'd be Ash. I was waiting to see what you were gonna do because you
I
you
mean,
interrupted Ash.
Todd is around.
Because Ash at this point just waits for Tot because every single time she tries to do something, Tot takes over.
Todd is sorry.
Okay, so Ash, Prim has just entered in and taken a seat at the bar, and she's looking pretty exhausted.
Ash hands her a drink and just goes, "Rough day, huh?"
Prim says that, yeah, it was a pretty rough one. She was up all night working on some special commission thing. It was really aggravating.
Oh, what kind of frustrating? The
Well,
nitpicky
apparently it
customer
needed to...
type, or
Say again?
so the nitpicky customer types, or something else?
It was a nitpicky customer, and it was also a nitpicky job, if you can believe that. The guy was absolutely insistent on having everything just so, and also not telling anyone about what it actually did. And the actual device that he wanted was just so weird and arcane. Prim had no idea what the hell he was getting his information from, but the diagram that he presented was just crazy.
Yeah, that sounds like a normal day for your line of work.
Prim says there's normal and then there's not quite normal. It's a thing, you know, where sometimes she gets a whole bunch of orders that are from a whole bunch of fussy people, and sometimes she gets a whole bunch of orders that are difficult to make, and sometimes she gets some, difficult to make orders from fussy people. This was just a whole new level, you know? It was crazy. And Prim says the most frustrating part is that she's not allowed to tell anyone about it. I mean, all that work, she pulled so many all-nighters, and she finally got it done just in time, and now she can't even talk about it.
Yeah, that does suck. That's why. That is why. Yours truly is glad that she works at a tavern.
Prim asks what it's like working at a tavern. I mean, it seems like a relatively chill job, you know, except for when customers get very angry at you. Shoggy, why are you drawing a crossbow?
Continue.
Okay.
Todd is setting up games.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, Ash is just gonna talk about what it's like to run a tavern, specifically this one, and about how the things of just like, yeah, there's the positives to where most of the time it's pretty chill, and then like the negatives, and one of those negatives is kind of a positive because it's Mag, but she gets the chance to mess with Mag, which is the fun part.
Prim
Hey,
says that does
boss,
sound like a bit of fun.
quick question. How much do we charge per shot?
What the hell are you doing?
I am doing very important business-related activities.
What exactly are you doing?
You know, just everyone gets to take a shot at the apple.
What apple? She looks over. And what does she see?
She sees that apparently Todd has set up a little stand with a crossbow on it and balanced an apple on Custom R's head.
Ash looks at Tot.
Yeah,
You're
boss.
setting up a game that could legitimately hurt a customer, no
Nah,
matter
he's a
how
barrel.
weird they are, in front of a town guard.
Oh, you're gonna smite me again.
I'm not going to smite you, but I'm going to let you think for just a second what might be wrong with this picture.
Mags, can you go on break, please?
Mag looks to
That's
you.
not what I meant!
Mag looks to you, unamused, and says, "What do you think?"
Do you want the first go with the crossbow?
What do you think?
There you go.
Ash looks to Prim and just goes, and one of the weird pros and cons is dealing with Tot.
Prim gives a small laugh. Meanwhile, Mag has taken the crossbow and has put it into his pocket and says, thank you for delivering this contraband.
You just deleted Mag out of existence.
Ash, we got a problem. Something
Ash,
happened.
It just you gave a crossbow you were planning to shoot at a customer to the town guard.
No.
Stop,
I wasn't
please.
going to shoot it. I have terrible accuracy.
Tot, please. We're not doing any sort of game involving customer. Alright?
Fine. Do I have to go clean the latrines now?
You know what? At this point, yes, go do that.
Prim laughs, looking at Ash, and says that, well, it seems like life in the tavern is certainly colorful.
Yeah, and this is just a day where the boss didn't come in this morning.
Prim looks a little bit alarmed and says, that's, Prim seems to be a little bit cautious and worried.
Do you happen to know anything about it? Because by the way
I
you're acting,
really could not say.
it just cannot say because you're not drunk enough to care, or cannot say because it's part of your job with the confidentiality.
I really could not confirm or deny whether it is because of a confidentiality thing.
How good is Ash's paladin bullshit meter?
If she's anything like half of my female characters, they always end up party mom, so pretty damn good. But she's only level 2, so I'm guessing that'd be an insight.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that insight.
8.
You suspect that Prim isn't saying something because she rather can't. You also know that she's nervous, and you know that she probably wants to do something about it, but can't really think of what to do.
Just Ash sitting there, just, okay, you don't have to tell me, even if you know. But are you done with your work for the day?
Prim considers and then says, yes, I think I am.
I'll split my paycheck up for the day with you if you help us with the bar.
Prim perks up and says that she would be happy to. Well, admittedly, she's more of a craftswoman, being able to do magic things and, take a quick look at things and
Can she
that
cook?
sort of stuff.
Because I can't cook.
Ash yeah. Can you cook? And are you done with the bathrooms already?
It smells completely gone.
Or just, alright.
Prim just looks at Tot and says, prestidigitation does not actually make the mess go away, you know.
It makes the complaining go away.
Ash, you actually have to scrub and clean the toilets.
That sounds like Ash work, honestly.
Ash crosses her arms and looks down at you. You do know that I have the unlimited power to set things on fire, right?
Well, so do most people.
And you're not fireproof.
Once again, so aren't most people.
Prim gives a sigh and says, okay, Ash, I'm going to go ahead and head on into the dish pit and help you out for a little bit. If you want my advice, don't worry too much about Tot right now. I'm sure your boss will be back soon.
Ash just kind of nods. Just, yeah, if you can cook, that would help out. So I don't have to run back and forth in the kitchen.
Prim heads over to the kitchen in order to lend some assistance. Dan the Eternal has to scoot over to make room for her.
Dan doesn't
Ash
cook
does
anyway.
Tell Prim not to mind Dan. He's cranky, but as long as you let him wash his dishes, you're good.
Okay, and with that, Prim has joined the party for the time being. So, Prim has skills in investigation and in arcane. So, if you need anything magical or anything that regards, hunting down ingredients, searching for clues, that sort of thing. Prim is your girl.
Cool.
So where are we at in the day?
Okay, it is about afternoon, and it is time for the next tavern event.
Ash has a job for Prim after this.
Unfortunately, we are getting a fight breaking out again.
Oh, of course.
This time around, it is between Custom R and all the people who have gathered around in order to gawk. Mag is trying to break up the fight, but doesn't appear to be having much luck.
All right, let me double check a thing.
So are we able to tell what the dynamic is right off the bat?
You are pretty able to tell, seeing as Tot was the one who, put all this in motion.
Ash crosses her arms yet again and looks down to Tot.
Is there a crossbow bolt? No. There is a sling hole in Customer, isn't there?
There is indeed a sling hole in Custom R.
Right. Ash, I got a deal for you. Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, I'm just giggling at the fact that you just pushed a kobold to the side.
Okay. I got a plan here. Okay? We're gonna do division of labor. You get the mag. So just get him out of here.
How about I try this time?
Okay.
All right, Ash, what do you do?
God, Tot moving around the screen distracts me so much. Alright, let's see what she can do as a paladin. I am not going to smite.
Smart him, boss.
Alright. She has a noble background. In D&D that says, thanks to your noble birth, people are inclined to think the best of you. You are welcome in high society, and people assume that you have the right to be wherever you are. The common folk make every effort to accommodate you and avoid your displeasure. And other people of high birth treat you as a member of the same social sphere. You can secure an audience with a local noble if you need to.
Oh, God.
Hey,
Okay.
Hey, Ash,
So
you
you're
realize
trying
the
to
kobolds, right?
intimidate these people with your demeanor and your family name?
She's gonna walk up, using that produce flame cantrip, kind of like burning the insignia, like near her, like on her person somewhere of her family crest, while crossing her arms, looking like a disapproving noblewoman, asking, just what the hell is going on disturbing my establishment?
Okay, go ahead and roll me in Intimidate.
Do I get any bonus for this?
The bonus is that you get to roll the Intimidate.
12.
And you succeed.
Yes.
You manage to calm things down, and Custom R starts explaining that ever since the whole incident with the strange bolt shooting device that Mag has taken possession of, the kobolds started asking whether they could do something. Mag tried to object, and then one of them shot a stone at Custom R. Custom R thinks it is only fair that he be able to shoot a stone back.
And Ash will tell Customar, it's just like, this is not how it works. He never should have done that in the first place. Looks to the necromancer. And someone needs to take better care of their vassals.
Oh boy.
Please
Roll
don't
me
call
another
them that.
Intimidate.
Tot is not Ash's vassal, therefore she does not have control over him.
No. Larry the Necromancer is in terror of these kobolds.
Oh, yes. Now, go ahead and roll me that Intimidate. Okay.
10.
That is actually still a success for this one. So, you managed to browbeat these kobolds into slinking away with their tails between their legs. They are very disappointed that they did not get to, fire rocks at Custom R. And so, you have handled this particular situation. And Mag actually congratulates you on doing well and resolving things non-violently, because that's the rules.
Boss, boss. They didn't
Yes.
pay, boss.
Yes, Tot.
They didn't pay.
And just Ash is just. They stayed overnight. They paid last night before they went into their room.
They had 13 porridges.
Mag says that he actually saw them place payment on their table before they came over here, and at that moment, you encounter another issue.
Is there a thief?
There is indeed a thief.
Is it me?
So, someone has stolen the bag of money, and now you need to find out who did it. And Mag is here, and he is trying to make sure that people are following the rules. So, if you want to rely on Mag's help with this one, go ahead.
Yes, but also Ash is going to take Customar to the back again. Because this is part of the job thing. And just, why don't you come in here for a minute just to make sure everything's safe for you, Customar? And then just,
Hey, Prim. Prim, what is he?
Ash
Prim.
just looks to Tot for a minute and just, I was going to actually be a lot more subtle about that.
He's not subtle.
Ash was going to be more subtle about it, about asking Prim figure out what the hell Customar is.
In the meantime, Mag is going to go ahead and roll his perception. And he does a damn good job of it and manages to find that it was actually Ajax Knife Shadow who took the gold. And Mag manages to get it back and returns it to you. Crisis averted.
Ash, didn't we ban that guy?
Mag says that maybe you did ban that guy, but he has since changed his name. It used to be Edgelordicus Maximus. Now it is Ajax.
This is why I need a camera. So we can just take a picture and say the face is banned.
Eh. Okay, so Meg can actually help with that. He can head down to the local precinct and get something drafted up. Meanwhile, Prim is going to try and examine what the hell Custom R actually is. Prim is examining, and she's coming up with a whole lot of nothing. This is something that she's never actually seen before. And she reports back to Tot out in the bar area. I don't know what the heck that is. It's some kind of walking rift, and there's something on the other side. I don't know what the heck it is, but it's somehow puppeting the barrel.
Right. The important thing is, can we sell it?
We're not selling it.
It's not technically sentient.
It just... Yeah, but think about the people who are operating it. If they can operate it through a rift, what makes you think that, they can't find us if we sell it off?
And with that, someone walks through the door and says, "Now, what's happening here, Surprise inspection, you two."
Ash going, great, you again.
Desiree, the health reporter,
yes,
looks over to you,
first
both
thing.
with a cool expression, and says, "Oh, someone let the children off the leash, I see."
Yes. Would you like to start with going and pointing out that Dan is unhygienic?
No, we've been over that one too many times already. The fossilized remains of dirt caked onto his fingers have already been noted in the log. I am after new dirt. Who's this new employee of yours,
Just Ash. Just like, she's only assisting. We're in training right now.
I see. Someone
I rolled to convince her that she is not handling any food.
Prim looks over to Tot with an expression of, "The fuck you say?" Desiree is going to go ahead and roll an insight on this particular business. Oh boy. she buys it for now. And then Jesri says to Ash, "So, it seems as though the Superior isn't here today. Know anything about that?"
You just asked, just no, ma'am.
It was a regional meeting. There was a region and a meeting.
Tot, shut up. She knows that you lie out your ass.
I have never said anything factually false. Except that.
She just shakes her
Jesri
head and
looks
just
to
goes,
Tot and says, "Darling, you are adorable." And then she's going to cast Hold Person on Tot. That is going to be a wisdom saving throw.
Jesri's already fed up with Tot's constant running around.
All right, Tot, you have failed the wisdom saving throw, and you are paralyzed for a little while. I will tell you when you can start moving again.
I assume Mag's run off to grab the camera for us.
Yes.
Okay. Ash.
I would like to take a second to cast a spell.
Only if you can cast it without verbal or somatic components.
I'm trying. I think this is a mental only to send a message. One second, let me pull up my spell list to see what I can use for this.
I think send
Thaumaturgy.
message is
Thaumaturgy.
components V.
Yep, so that has verbal components, so unfortunately you can't do that while you're paralyzed.
What's components
That's verbal
are?
and semantic and needs material.
Yeah, sorry. It's hard to. I'm trying to figure out this interface. So I can't do anything.
Pretty much.
I can't send a mental message to her saying this is my fetish.
Oh my god. Oh lordy. Let's not go there.
Tot fails in sexually harassing the health reporter. Continue.
Okay.
Ash just shakes her head at Tot.
Oh, that's a mask. I thought she had a knife in her head.
No, I think she's a Tengu.
Yep. So, Jesri is looking over to Ash and asking, "So, regional meeting,
And just Ash, you know Tot lies out of his ass. We do not know. He does not tell us about his comings and goings. We just run the tavern. Just like before, just like now.
Really? So he never informs you about anything that he does,
We know the basics, what he's doing around the tavern, but that's about it. He doesn't want us to get involved in budgeting, which I appreciate. I hate paperwork.
No! Unfortunately, you are still paralyzed, Todd. Jesri is looking to Ash curiously, and then she brings out a clipboard, the sinister clipboard. She takes out a pen, she clicks it menacingly, and she writes while narrating to herself, "Staff does not know about budget."
Just Ash, just.
How is that not normal?
That's not what I said.
You know, she's the same social circle as you, isn't she, Ash?
The budget doesn't mean we don't know how much we're allowed to spend or earn.
Well, I do have to say, considering that your boss doesn't seem to be here today, that it seems remarkably short-sighted. This place could come crumbling down at a moment's notice if it runs out of money. How is your budget?
I'm just one phone call away from my parents funding everything.
Oh, politics getting in the middle of a tavern operation, and you're not even fully invested in it. You're not a stockholder or anything. You're just calling
It's
on
not
family
politics. It's not politics. It's mommy and daddy's money. Because I'm just a spoiled rich little brat like you.
Oh, roll me and intimidate.
17.
Esri backs down a little and says, Very well. Then I suppose you won't mind if I take a look around.
And just absolutely nothing has changed.
So you say, but things can change rather quickly, especially when it comes to food safety.
Can I try to like wobble my body towards Prim?
Tot, you are coming out of the paralysis. Your face is starting to actually work again.
I don't actually have something I want to do here yet. I'm just trying to be unparalyzed.
And just Ash is going. Then Ash is just gonna look to Jezri and just go, "All right, fine. Do as you wish. As I said, things haven't changed. Prim is in training, and Dan is still a dishwasher."
Jezri then says, very well. Then I suppose the first place that I'll look is inside your kitchen. See what interesting things I can find there.
Fine.
Okay.
She
You're
Okay,
coming out of
acrobatics.
paralysis.
Am
Ash
I
just
am I
takes
out
a
of
little
paralysis?
slap on the bar.
You are out of paralysis. And what was that, Becky?
Instead of going all the way around like Jezri, she waits until Jezri walks around the corner, and then lifts up the little flap that the bar has in order to go past it and away
Catch.
from her.
Okay. And so, Tot, you and Ash are both inside the kitchen. Jezri is coming. What are you going to do?
Catch.
Catch, as in,
I yeet the barrel.
God, just yeet it at Ash?
Ash, get this out of here. Come on. It goes out in the bar.
Dear Lord, what am I catching? Like, what am I rolling to catch a fucking barrel?
A
I
barrel
will
with a
have
warprift
one of you
inside.
or both of you roll in athletics.
Alright, well, I have an athletics. Nat 20.
God damn. So, Tot haphazardly throws custom R, but Ash catches him neatly, and
Just
now you have
deposits
it in
him.
possession.
Just neatly deposits him outside the door.
Next to Prim.
And then when she closes the door, she just leans up against the wall, arms crossed.
Jezri comes into the room and starts inspecting everything. She seems to be
Don't
being
ask
remarkably
what
thorough
sort of
today.
eggs they are.
Oh my. Todd,
And
go
Ash
ahead
is
and
just
roll me a deception or an intimidate.
Ash is just sitting there like, "Tot, you little shit."
They're chicken eggs. Whee!
Jezri just looks at Tot with an expression of, oh my fucking god.
Ash looks to Jezri and just, "I have to work with that every day."
Jezri pulls out her clipboard again and says, as she writes, hires incompetent, rambunctious, man-child staffers.
And just Ash going, "Oh no, no."
No. Just child.
Ash is just like, he's legally old enough to work in a tavern, but he's still a child. Also, Dan vouches for him.
Dan looks over and says, I vouch for him because I can summon him whenever I damn well please. Jezri gives Ash a rare sympathetic look and then continues her search. And I'm going to go ahead and roll for her. She hunts around and eventually she pulls out Customar's legs. And she looks over to Ash and says, and what are these?
And just contraband. I'm waiting for Mag to get back. He's getting me a camera.
Ash looks to you coolly and says, contraband. It's a board with a nail in it.
Yes. The only people
And
allowed any sort of weapon are the adventurers and the guard.
how do you determine what is and is not an adventurer?
A walking barrel with a piece of paper for a face is not exactly an adventurer.
Jezri pauses at that, blinks, and says, "A walking barrel with a piece of paper for a face."
I'm gonna say that Prim's put customer on the customer side of the bar by now.
Yes.
And just Ash goes, yes, a barrel with a piece of paper on it, and it has a face.
Jezri just squints and then says, "I think I need to take another look around." And she is going to exit, and she is clearly going to head upstairs in order to search out, the people upstairs.
Yeah, but she has to walk all the way around and see Ash and Prim at the bar now, and Customar.
Oh my god. Jezri
Ash
walks
is
around, and you have not hidden Customar again?
Ash told her that Customar exists.
Yep, no. He's just out here.
Yeah, Ash isn't gonna lie to Jezri.
Jezri comes out, looks at Customar. Customar says, "I am Customar." Jezri looks at Customar again, walks up to him, kind of knocks on his barrel lid. Customar baps her hand away, and Jezri says, "What
Ash says
are
it's
you?"
very. Ash looks to Jezri, it's very impolite to touch someone without consent like that.
You know what he is?
Customar
He is
looks at Jezri.
very hygienic.
Oh my god. Customar looks to Jezri and then says, "It is rude. Therefore, you are a rude person. Customar does not like rude person." Jezri squints at him and says, "What are you?" Customar says, "Customar."
He's a barrel.
He's got a point there. You are harassing a customer. This is outside of your duty as a health reporter. I think it is time that you continue your inspection.
Oh my god. Roll me an intimidate.
Eh. Eh. Eh.
I'm so glad you convinced me to go with Ash instead of the other two options, or else we would have had two children running a tavern.
Oh god. So, Jezri backs down a little, and she says that she's gonna come back to that later. And then she goes off and tries to inspect all of the adventurers' tavern rooms. And
She
with that,
watches as she's leaving, she gets to watch Ash like pull up that secret like door hinge tabletop thing that bars have and walk through it.
oh my god.
Oh yeah,
Just to
the
show
latch
her
that lets
she
them
gets to
walk
have
through the
to walk
bar.
all the way
Yes.
around.
All right, so Jezri heads on upstairs, and now it is time for our next tavern event. Oh my god, it just keeps rolling the same numbers.
Are we getting another fight?
Yes, you are getting another fight. So, this time around, Mag is the one in the middle of the fight because he went out and got a camera, and now he is being harassed by a bunch of tiefling punks.
And just Ash sitting there just going, why can't anything be normal?
Because this is the nation of monsters.
So tiefling punks, can Ash just smite them?
Ash is not gonna smite the tieflings. If she smited them, she'd have to smite you too.
Like can Ash just sort of just touch them and it burns?
No, because her god is the god of magic and monsters.
Guys.
What are you doing?
There's a talking barrel.
Oh my god.
No, stop.
It's a Modron. It's a Modron, guys.
Oh my fucking god. Roll me a persuasion, a performance, or a deception.
How about all of them?
Fuck you. Go ahead.
17, 17, 7.
You successfully defuse the fight, by confusing the shit out of the tiefling thugs. Unfortunately, this does mean that they are now focused on you. Todd, you are now in the middle of a bunch of tiefling thugs.
Guys, a Modron.
They know, you said, but they looked at it and that ain't no Modron. What's the deal, Tot?
The deal is a very complex and situationally aware variable that involves rolling escape now.
Oh my god, roll me an acrobatics.
9.
All
I
right.
think they were
that
ready
was
for
good.
this.
And now one of the tieflings is going to swing a hook at you.
Help me, Ash!
It's just, you keep digging your own graves. Why do I have to see back out?
All right, Tot, you take a small hit, and ultimately it was not the worst thing in the world. You take 1 damage.
Okay.
And at that point, Mag intervenes and says that all of these kids are under arrest for assaulting a tavern owner. And Mag is
Dude,
going to
I
escort
own the
them out.
tavern?
Say again?
I own the tavern? I'm awesome.
Tavern staffer, whatever.
You hear that? I'm a tavern owner, Ash.
Yeah, you own this tavern as much as I do.
Exactly. Because the boss isn't coming back. He's dead.
He's not dead.
He's obviously dead.
No, he's not.
Prim, is the boss dead?
Prim is taking another look at Customar and says, probably not. Also, I have a bit of news.
What would that be?
Is he
This
exploding?
thing- no, he's not exploding. This custom R, it's some sort of extra dimensional creature. It's. She looks to you and she's very clearly on the edge of saying something and she kind of can't.
It's a
And she looks at
Modron.
Ash and she says, "It reminds me of something that I recently experienced."
It's a
Okay.
Modron, Ash.
It's not a Modron.
Look at the face.
It's a piece of paper.
Exactly.
Prim is going to hop out from behind the bar and go over to Ash and Tot. Custom R is just sitting on one of the benches without legs, just swinging his arms. Prim says to you, "Listen, I don't know what the heck is going on here, but this is some sort of scouting creature. It's apparently here to gather information about apparently this place. Now, I could not say why, but I suspect that this has something to do with certain other odd events that you may or may not have experienced."
Okay.
I roll to compliment Prim on her tallness.
Roll me a persuasion.
5. No, let's go with a 3.
Oh my god.
You
try to
are
compliment
very
Prim on her tallness,
tall.
and you succeed in making her supremely uncomfortable.
I'm gonna go now.
She just. Prim just kind of. I'm sorry, Prim.
Prim shakes her head and says, "Look, I know Todd. I know what he's like. He's just kind of a rambunctious little idiot. Don't worry about it. Listen, the thing that I'm worried about is, like, I can't tell you about most of this stuff because it's strictly confidential, and you know how that works. But look, I think that Custom R might be just the first step in something bigger, and maybe we should watch out for that."
Okay, what do you suppose I do then?
Prim looks conflicted and then says, "I don't know. And that's part of the problem that, unfortunately, I don't think anyone knows, and I don't think Custom R knows. And so I think that, if you were to tell Custom R something that, might make him, or rather the things on the other end, hesitate or, be a little bit wary, then maybe things would go a little bit better."
right, but I don't know exactly what I would have to say.
Prim shakes her head and says, I don't know either. I'm just trying to give you all the information that I have. And listen, I can go back to cooking. I think we're getting a few more customers now.
Just that would be helpful.
Okay, I'll leave you to it then. And she heads back behind the bar into the kitchen. And then we are going to have another tavern event. And I'm not using a D8 this time. Fuck that. Okay, and this time around it is bam, an unfortunate accident. While Tot was off sulking, someone has dropped something fragile. You have to act now, Tot.
Quick! There are
Okay.
no customers anywhere in here.
Oh,
So we're running all the way over to these guys.
shut up. I don't have time to make all the NPC tokens. Okay, what are you doing in order to prevent the breakage, Tot?
1 second. I actually thought I had something prepared for this, so I'm actually checking. I closed my character sheet to look up boards with nails on it in Pathfinder.
Oh my god.
I mean, they're weapons. Okay, so now that we're finally back at the point where I know what my character sheet says, you know the part where holding control down makes everything scroll. This was not my best decision. Okay, I think I'm going to cast Mage Hand.
Okay, roll me an arcane or a sleight of hand.
Oh my god, the tabs in this are going to kill me.
I know.
Okay, well, sleight of hand would be with my actual hand, so it's Arcana?
It is still a sleight of hand if I say it's sleight of hand.
Nuts.
Okay, so you managed to catch it just in time. You prevented the breakage and you prevented the dishes from getting damaged. Congratulations, Tot. You were not completely useless today.
Now, did I rescue dishes or did I rescue some sort of ancient lich phylactery?
You rescued dishes. They were the nice fine china dishes.
Okay, now, didn't I take something that allowed me to convince people that things cost more than they did?
I believe you did take distort value. I just did not add it to your sheet. Apologies.
Okay, I applied distort value to the this cleric chick.
Oh my god. One moment, please. I gotta look up how that spell works.
It's entirely for bartering. Don't worry about it.
I know, but even so.
Ash, am I getting in trouble for trying to charge customers for almost breaking something? You know, honestly, Ash should probably come up at the point where I'm shaking down the customer.
Yeah.
Okay, so she needs to make an intelligence saving throw against your spellcasting DC. And I
I
believe
need
your
to?
DC is 11.
So let's see her int saving throw.
And she failed. She gives
So
you
Ash gets to come up exactly as I tell her that these are ancient, uh oh god, what is it? What is the counterweight continent called?
Agatia.
Ancient Agatean dishes. Ancient
Oh
Agatean
god.
china that she nearly destroyed.
Alright, the cleric chick looks absolutely horrified. She gives you an apology, and then she gives you a small tip. And Ash sees all of this.
Oh god, do we split tips? We split tips, don't we? I'm gonna try.
Ash.
I want to roll deception against Ash.
No, Ash doesn't. Ash is more angry at you than anything else. She doesn't care about the tip.
Oh
But
God!
I
You
got a
just felt the
20.
party paladin.
I got a 20, Ash. That means I'm
Yeah.
allowed to keep them.
You're easily able to keep your tip if you can get past the fact that Ash is angry at every step you seem to take because all you're doing is causing more problems for the boss when he gets back.
The boss is dead.
He is not dead.
He's totally dead. He hasn't been here for hours.
Just because you can't see Dan for more than 10 minutes, you think he's dead?
Yes.
So if you were to close your eyes and count to 10, would I have died?
No, but Dan will have because he's dead.
I don't mean undead, I mean dead.
I think we need a third opinion. You, fox person.
The fox person looks to you and says, "What's up?"
Quick, come on.
Okay, he comes over with you.
So, do undead people count as dead? This is very important. We have a bet here.
He considers and then says, "Technically, I believe they do count as dead. Yes."
Ha!
And just Ash just sits there and just, you are a very special kind of stupid, Tot.
The special
Fireheart,
kind of stupid who keeps the whole tip. Yoink.
Fireheart looks to Ash and says, "I take it that there's something going on here."
He thinks the boss is dead.
Well, that sounds rather unfortunate.
Yeah, but he's not dead.
The kitsune scratches his head and says, "So, what is happening then?"
She just kind of shrugs.
Oh, that's a sorry position to be in. I apologize. Is everything all right?
Ash just sitting there going, honestly, at this point, I don't even know.
Like, do you want a room? Do you want food? Or do you want to go to bed?
Yes.
Well, Fire says to Ash, "Listen, I know I'm just a customer, but well, if there's something I can do to make your life a little bit easier, I hope that you'd ask."
And just, thank you. That is rather nice of you.
And so, Fire has been pitied into joining the party, quote unquote. Fire is a historian who knows a lot of magic and a lot about animals.
Right, I'm going back to my position.
She's gonna go back to dealing with Prim and Customar.
And as that happens, it is time for another tavern. Oh my god. So, Ash, as you are heading back, you notice that Customar has just knocked one of the special tankards off the table by accident, and it is heading toward the floor.
Do you have anything for that? I don't think so.
I'm busy sitting here with a quest marker over my head. So you better catch that, Ash. Otherwise, I'm going to give you so much shit.
The only thing she can really do, I guess, is try to catch it. Would that be an athletics or an acrobatics?
I will allow an acrobatics.
Cool, flat D20. Nope.
The tankard unfortunately breaks. You are very disappointed about this.
So, when the tankard breaks, does it dissolve into green necromantic light?
Maybe. We're
But
not commenting on that.
Why would it do that?
Dan the Eternal shouts out, who did that?
Oh my god. Meanwhile, Jesri has re-entered the scene, and she is looking at the mess, and she says, Oh, is there a problem, Ash?
And just heard, oh, just a customer spilled a drink, that's all. I just have to clean it up as it just happened right now.
I'm gonna try to jump up and down on the table and attract Jezreel's attention.
Okay, roll me a performance.
Oh no, at least for on Ash's side, she's doing it's protocol. It literally just happened. She has no reason to be upset at her for this.
Yep.
Okay, so Jezreel looks at Tot, sees that he is obviously begging for attention, and then walks up next to Ash and says, "Listen, dear, it seems like you've been having a very rough day."
Just her going, not at all.
Oh, you don't have to be so coy with me. It's okay. We're friends, aren't we?
We're about as much as friends as badgers and dachshunds.
Okay, I'm gonna go earn myself another paralyze.
Oh my God.
It,
Brave adventurer, there was a quest.
Jezreel looks over to Tot and says, "Are you kidding me?"
Okay, I want to roll to persuade her that it's her job to figure out what's going on with Customar.
God. Ugh, what the hell are you using for this? Or are you just trying to
Deception.
talk her into it? Oh, lordy. Jezreel squints at you, and then she says, "Well, Tot, if you really want me to look into it so badly, then I suppose I can." And she goes over and she pries off Customar's lid. Customar objects vehemently. She casts some sort of spell, and Customar goes limp.
Ash, smite her.
no!
She's distracted, smite her.
No! She's just a health reporter. Why?
She
I was
killed a
following-
customer. She
I was
literally killed a customer.
I was following the protocol. The glass had dropped, and I was getting ready to clean it right then and there. She
Bag,
would
there's
have
been a murder.
Fine.
Mag looks to Tot and says, "All right, you'll have to fill out the 15 sheets of paperwork in order to report it."
Mag, there's been a bar-related incident that's not a murder.
Mag looks to you and says, "You know, failure to report a crime is a crime."
Ash,
Just Matt looks to Mag and goes, nothing happened crime-wise.
Mag looks to Tot and says, "All right, kiddo, we're going to have a little talk, you and me, about false reporting."
Ash just looks to Mag and goes, as long as you don't arrest him, because you know that Dan is just gonna summon him back.
Mag, I have a quest
"What's the quest, Tot?"
to figure out what's going on with customer.
Mag looks to Tot and just says, "Tot, I think before you start to figure out what's going on with Customar, you have to figure out what's going on with Tot."
Taught me.
At this point, Dan summons me, I assume. Order going out.
Mag is going to keep Tot under wraps for a moment.
This is your chance, Ash. Go for it. Kill her. Smite her.
Jesus Christ, Doggy.
Smite the health inspector. You know you have to.
Ash is not smiting the health inspector. You just Ash just sitting there looking to Jezreel, just going, I'm sorry about Tot.
Jezreel looks at you and gives another rare expression of sympathy and says, "Listen, I know that we don't always see eye to eye on our work, but I think we can both agree that there are few things worse than having to deal with that hateful little toad every day."
And just Ash.
I'm not hate-filled, I'm fun-filled.
He's not hate-filled. He's just he needs to grow up a little.
Well, that's something that we can all agree on. And she looks down inside of Customar's barrel again, and
And
she
just start
says,
going, yeah, about this. It's not tavern related, so I hope this is not going on court.
she looks to you, and she says, "Well, I suppose this can be kept off the record,"
And
which
just,
is suspicious from her.
what do you want?
She says, "Well, since you ask, I have been looking into a little bit of information about where exactly your boss went.
All right, keep talking.
If you would be willing to tell me everything that you know, as well as everything that you've seen today," Tot is grabbed before he can escape and pulled back to Dan the Eternal.
Dan knows the importance of exposition.
Desiree says that if you give her everything that you know about your boss's disappearance and everything that you've seen up to this point, Jesri will be willing to overlook some deficiencies that she's seen in the tavern today.
And just Ash is like, you know just about as much as, well, you know everything I know. I came into work and he wasn't here.
Ash, roll me an insight.
Right. Boop, boop. 10.
Something about this situation isn't sitting right with you. Jesri says to you that she's certain that you know at least something more.
When Ash, in fact, does not.
Jesri
So,
says that it's regrettable how she'll have to file the report and tarnish this tavern's good name.
just Ash sitting there, just. And it's also a shame that I'm gonna have to report to Mag that you assaulted dear, poor Customar here.
Roll and intimidate!
23.
Oh boy.
Unlike
Jesri,
Todd, Ash can fill out the appropriate paperwork.
Jesri jerks back a little and says, I did no such thing. It is just a calming spell to, and Customar's arm comes up and baps her in the face.
Ash is just, you had twice touched him without his consent.
Customar says, "This is against social convention. I have learned this."
Okay, I want to roll to convince Mag that he needs to eject the health reporter.
Roll me a deception.
What's our excuse, Ash? You got to help me on this.
Assaulting a customer twice. Mag considers this, and then he says, "You know, Tot, if it was anyone else, I'd probably believe them. But I think you're just trying to get out of your problems."
Prim, can you tell them that a thing's happening?
Prim looks over to Mag and says, "Tot's full of shit."
This is what happens when you keep crying wolf, Tot. I'm assuming that Todd is making the exact face in his icon right now.
Exactly.
So, Ash, Jesri, the health reporter, is currently engaging in something of a slap fight with Custom R.
It's just Ash going, all right, both of you take a step back.
Quick
Roll me an
question.
intimidate.
Rolling
Go
another
for it.
intimidate. 22.
They both take a step back. Custom R seems to calm down. Jesri looks unusually frustrated, and this seems very strange.
He just looks to her and goes, look, you've done some things that you're going to regret if I say anything about it. And you have a health report that has nitpicked this place to hell and back. which I know you want to use for some sort of extortion.
Roll me a persuasion or an intimidate.
1 second, before she rolls. I think that she should persuade Jezri to admit that she's just here to wet her beak at about the exact same time that I throw Mag outside the bar door.
No.
You can try throwing Mag. Mag might throw you.
I mean, Becca got a 22.
Because at this point, the only person with common sense in this entire bar is Ash.
And maybe Dan.
Maybe Dan.
Maybe Dan. And when it comes to the fact that this world is totally nonsensical, the one with the common sense is the one that stands out. Which is probably why people find Dan so weird.
I think that I should be allowed to throw the town guard at the person we don't like and have the situation resolved.
It's just that is not going to resolve the problem. It's only going to make it worse.
Literally.
We are not going to feed Jezri a poisoned Krabby Patty, okay?
Oh.
Oh my god. Ash, roll me a persuasion.
So I'm going to roll. And it's going to be a persuasion or intimidate because they both have the same exact bonus.
That's fine.
15.
Jezri huffs, and then she straightens and starts walking toward the door, and she says, "The monstrous councils will hear of this, and they'll hear of everything that I've noticed your boss getting up to, and then this place will be shut down."
And just Ash, just good luck having witnesses about anything you said.
Jezri walks out the door with her head held high.
Wait.
What are you up to?
What's the roll to push her into the water?
Oh my god. If you want to do that, I'm going to make it an athletics twice.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
First you
roll
have to
a
get past
fucking
Mag.
antagonistic roll to run out of the bar as she exits, push her into the lake, and go back into the bar before anyone notices.
God damn it,
So give me the
Chuck.
series of rolls for that, because I'm ready.
It is going to be an athletics, an acrobatics, and then an athletics again.
Yeah, so if I unzoom one chrome, it affects all the chromes, so I apologize for anyone watching this. Okay, give me that again. What
It
are
is
the
going to be
rolls?
an athletics, an acrobatics, and then an athletics again. All right. Oh god. Let's have the last one. All right. So, Todd, you experience a series of humiliations. What happens first is that you try to brush past Mag in order to get out the door. Mag manages to grab you in an armbar, and you only barely escape by slipping on something on the floor and smacking your head. You then scamper out from under the little bar hinge. Then you try to push Jezri into the pond, and Jezri grabs you firmly by the arm and throws you into the pond.
Am I paralyzed again?
No, because then you would drown.
And she has standard.
So,
Bye,
Todd,
Jezri. See you tomorrow.
Jezri gives you a wave and says, "Farewell, you crotch goblin."
I am a crotch and I have a goblin, or vice versa.
May or may not be a little dizzy.
Ash, I think the boss is dead.
The boss is not dead.
Thus, Tum R turns to Ash and says, "The boss is not dead. The boss will approach."
There's just a sigh from Ash going, great. So, you know what happened.
The boss is in transit. Please hold.
Great.
At which point a tavern event happens. An unfortunate shortage again. Once more, people are asking for something that you can no longer provide. In this case, it is eggs.
Is it the same adventurers who have been at the table the whole time?
I'm going to say yes just because that's funny.
Is the goblin sitting there and stocking up on eggs?
Yes,
It's just a goblin, isn't it?
it's just the goblin, and he hates you. So, here's the question. How are you going to handle this unfortunate shortage?
Ash, I know I'm asking a lot, but there aren't any Tengu guests, are there?
Any Tengu guess?
They might have eggs.
We are not. Why? Why out of any other kind of bird?
I mean, we don't have any other type of bird guest. We have Tengu guests, and they have eggs. And we need eggs.
You know how incredibly rude that is.
Okay, so I assume this is the part where I go to the grocery store again.
And just no. This is the part where we try to find a reasonable course of action.
Oh boy.
I mean, they want eggs. I go get eggs.
We're going to find a compromise.
Between eating Tengu and eating grocery store eggs?
And just looks to Prim and goes, "Do you think you could make something that tastes better than eggs for a goblin?"
Prim says that she can probably try, and she is going to go and give it an investigation. Because that is what Prim do. And she fucking nails it and saves your bacon by making bacon.
And just Ash just goes, "Thank you."
Okay, and so the tension is reduced a little bit, at which point there is a knock at the door.
And Ash is going, "Okay. Whatever it is, we can handle it."
All right, Ash, are you going to open the door, or are you going to let Tot open the door?
She's gonna go open the door. I
Yeah, where would
imagine
Tot go? Okay.
Tot tries to, but Ash, no.
Okay, you open the door and you find your boss.
Boss?
Your boss stares vacantly into the distance and says, I am your superior.
Good.
No.
So while you were gone, we failed a health inspection, and I might have sort of accidentally fed humanoid skin to animals. No, wait,
Tot,
other way around.
Tot. Something's up with the boss.
You will follow my instructions because this is social convention.
Okay, obviously we need a test here, Ash. Are you on board with this, Ash?
And just, it's not, we don't need to test it.
Don't need to test it? Really? Come on, Ash. I can push him into the lake right now.
And just, no, that's not what we're gonna do.
I'm going to go back to trying to draw bacon then.
Tavern Master Rajan points at Tot and says, You will follow my instructions
Why?
because I am your superior in this social hierarchy.
Why?
Because I have been appointed as such.
Dan, the boss possessed again.
Dan looks to you and says, "What, again?"
And
No, no,
just
no,
Ash just kind of sighs and just like, you know, all I wanted was a nice, simple job. Not this.
Do you
Tavern
think
Master Rajan
Huh?
puts his arm straight up, and then it falls straight down at a 90-degree angle and slaps into Ash's shoulder. It is very clear that he is trying and failing to give a reassuring pat, and he says, "Do not worry, your task is simple."
And what
Okay.
would that be?
I need your help, please. There's another Modron here. We need you to deal with him.
Customar looks over to Rajan and says, "The superior of the tavern is here. You should do everything that he says."
Ash, we're being infiltrated by agents of order.
Rajan looks to Ash, or rather, his face is oriented towards Ash, and his eyes are still glassily looking off into the distance, and he says, "Ash, you are my subordinate. Your task is thus: you are to find the craftsperson who I hired previously in order to create a dimensional rift to bring over a large number of my close personal friends and family."
Group
And
rate,
just
Ash. Group rate.
Ash is just gonna sit there and just, I am not paid enough to do that.
Further payment can be arranged. I am your superior. I have access to funding.
Really now?
I have access to funding.
Can you demonstrate access to funding?
Tavern Master Rajan reaches into a pocket and pulls out a pouch of gold.
Now, I want to point out that the minimum wage in Magic Land is 3 gold per encounter.
Rajan asks you to define encounter.
Being in this room right now and being taught.
Rajan counts out 3 coins and hands them to Ash.
That is not what I expected.
You
Okay,
have
Ash.
been awarded this for your patience with Tot.
Okay, Ash. We're obviously being invaded by the plane of order here. No one else could be this amazingly stupid.
Ash is sitting there and just goes, "So, boss, what's the budget like?"
The budget is to be
Infinite.
determined.
Really? Because you did the budget last night, didn't you? Like you promised?
There were complications.
What kinds of complications, boss?
Complications that resulted in me not having exact figures for the budget. This is
Same
okay,
reason-
because employees are not expected to know the budget.
The same reason as why the barrel stopped talking?
I am not related to the barrel. I have nothing to do with the barrel. Custom R seems like a perfectly inoffensive and also unrelated person who you should probably treat with respect.
How did you know his name when we never told you?
I have exceptional intuition. Also, I am your boss. Do not question me.
Quick question. Who here can cast a spell?
I've got spells.
Dispel. Can you
Nope.
dispel? Can Prim dispel?
Prim can certainly try.
Prim! Mage hand!
Prim decides to hold off a bit because you don't actually know what's affecting your boss, and this might be bad.
Can I summon Dan?
Dan summons you.
This was not what I intended.
Dan looks to you and says, I run the dish pit.
Dan, can you dispel the boss?
I run the dish pit.
Mag, can you dispel the boss?
Mag looks to you and says, is it an unlawful enchantment?
Sure.
Mag looks to you, unamused.
Okay. Obviously, there's only one solution to this. I kicked Mag in the junk. Give me a roll.
Oh my fucking god. That is going to be a basic attack roll or an athletics, I guess.
3.
Okay, so Todd, you proceed to try and kick a man in the junk when he is wearing full armor.
Oh god, my foot! Oh god! Ash, help me!
Ash.
You have taken
My
11
foot!
damage! You have broken your foot!
Ash, heal my foot! This is only the 17th time this has happened.
Ash is just sitting there, just like, oh my god, I can't believe this. It just crosses her arms. It just goes, look, I know something is up. The boss doesn't talk like that. You talk like the barrel.
I am not the barrel. I am your superior. I am Rajan. You will obey me because I have the social power and also money.
And just,
I would like to roll to convince the tavern master to convince Mag to recompense me for my foot.
Ash squints her eyes at quote unquote Rajan and says, our boss wants us to stay out of politics.
I want Tot to go ahead and roll me a deception. I want Ash to roll me a persuasion.
16.
14.
Unfortunately, Tot, Ash gets the first say. And say one more time what you wanted to do, Ash.
She just squints at Rajan and just says, our boss wants us to stay out of politics.
Rajan seems to consider this, and you see his eyes blink, which is not something that has happened up until now. And Rajan says, I do not have recollection of saying this. You may be mistaken.
Oh no. He says that to us practically every day.
That's true.
Especially because of my family.
That's also true.
Roll me another persuasion.
23.
Rajan blinks again, twice, and his eyes seem to focus a little bit, and then he says, it would be suboptimal to involve your family. However, my family is very pleasant, and also you should meet them. You should assist me with reuniting with my family.
So, can I roll to convince the priestess over here to dispel him?
Does Ash know about Rajan's actual family?
Ash, you would know a couple of things, but you could probably ask someone for a little bit more information. Hint, hint, you do have a historian. Meanwhile, Tot, you have limped your way over to the table, and the priestess is looking over to Tot. It's just like, oh, you poor thing! Here, let me handle that.
Can I have a full heal? Because I'm here.
Roll me an acrobatics to escape being swaddled in bandages.
Oh dear. Nine.
Unfortunately, Tot, you did not manage to escape the bandaged fate. You are now in a wheelchair. You have no idea how she was carrying around a wheelchair. Adventures are weird.
Ash! Ash!
You yell into the uncaring void. Mag comes up behind Ash and says, yeah, by the way, just wanted to let you know, he tried to assault me, broke his foot in the process. I'm not even going to press charges.
And just Ash going, okay, I'll let Dan know. But first, can you
Meg!
go get Fireheart for me?
Mag gives a nod and goes over and retrieves the kitsune. The kitsune walks over to you and says, oh, Rajan, you're here. Rajan stares off in the distance. Fireheart looks over to Ash and says, this is a bit strange.
Ash just, like, yeah. You've met his family, haven't you?
Fireheart proceeds to roll a history.
Please roll high. It'll be hilarious if you not 20.
He did
Hey.
not bat 20, but he did dirty 20. So, Fireheart starts talking about Rajan's personal history, his family, his lineage, and whatnot. Rajan seems to be coming more and more back to himself. However, Rajan also doesn't seem to be taking very kindly to this, and then proceeds to cast Silence, which Fireheart now needs to roll a resist. And fails. Fireheart is now moving his lips, and no noise is coming out. And he seems very distressed about this.
And just Ash goes, it's okay, Fireheart. Just calm down until it wears off.
Fireheart gives you a nod and heads back to his table.
Ash!
And just Ash looks back and goes, it's your own damn fault.
Ash! You put me in a wheelchair.
You've been strapped into the wheelchair.
You're just scooting yourself around at this point.
Ash!
Ash just sighs. And just, Prim, can you let Dan know that his vassal is strapped to a wheelchair with a broken foot?
All right, Prim is going to go let Dan know. Dan looks incredibly exasperated and says, okay, Tot, here's the deal. You are not going to do anything more risky or stupid today, or I am going to revoke the magical powers that I invested in you. Do you understand?
You invested magical powers in me?
Yes. Why do you think that you keep surviving stupidity like that?
Magic?
Yes, my magic.
Oh. Didn't need help with the dishes.
At which point there's a tavern event. So, Ash, while you are trying to get your boss to snap out of whatever the fuck nonsense, there's a whole shitload of customers that have just walked in the door and they all want service right now and they don't care what's going on.
What time is it?
It is afternoon. It is getting on to evening.
Ash is gonna pull Rajan away from the front door. I can't move his token. She's gonna look back to Mag and Fireheart and be like, okay, I know you guys are not tavern keepers, but this is an emergency. Can you please help Prim?
Oh boy. So, yes, they are gonna try.
Prim can cook. We just need someone to deliver the meals and someone to take the orders.
That's my job. I can deliver the meals.
You're in a wheelchair.
Yes.
Oh,
That gets me
God.
extra tips.
Okay, so, heckin', first things first, I'm gonna have Prim roll to keep things cooking, because this is a lot. Oh, jeez, I keep mixing up my sheets.
Really? Investigation?
In order to cook stuff, it's either that or survival.
Oof.
And Prim,
Either
unfortunately,
read the recipe or go with your gut.
Did Prim give the entire clientele food poisoning?
no, it's just that Prim is getting a little overwhelmed and needs some help. So, Fireheart, he is a historian, he's good with magic, and he's also good with animals, which is not always super applicable.
Summon one of the mysterious 5e cooking animals.
Cooking animals?
Yeah, like a chicken who's really good at cooking chicken dishes.
That is not
Sure.
a line of logic I'm following.
And excuse me while I populate the tavern
Boss,
with actual tokens.
boss, I'm delivering porridge. That's all. Bye, boss. Glad you've been informed. Because it's
Okay,
dinner,
please just
and I'm delivering
deliver the
porridge.
porridge.
Roll me an athletics, Tot.
I need to stop hitting the middle mouse button when I do this shit.
All right, Todd is actually managing to keep the orders running out. Anyone else that you want to rely on for help, Ash, or do you want to chip in yourself?
She's gonna tell Rajan, quote unquote, to stay here because she has to go help.
Okay.
She'll deal with this
Rajan
later.
says,
This is a lunch rush or dinner rush,
"Oh
and
lordy."
Rajan would know full well that the customer comes first.
Wait, can we
Okay.
bully the AI intelligence investing him to help us?
No, she's telling him to stay where he is and don't meddle in bullshit.
I mean, I'm just saying, we really could use an extra hand out here. There's an owlbear and a griffin at the same table.
She does not trust the currently customar version of Rajan to do anything.
Okay. So, Ash, what are you going to do in order to solve the rush?
God, the only let's see. Ha.
Infinite fresh fries and just deliver them as fast as I can.
Hmm.
I'm in a wheelchair.
I know divine sense is supposed to be detect good and evil, but we don't do alignments in this world. Can it be more like a customer service sense?
I will allow this.
She can
I
tell
will make
that.
you roll arcane, though.
Okay. Your next turn, you can see anything affected by the hollow spell or no location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. So we can say that instead it's more, we can see when someone's about to, like, I don't know, get ready to be violent or confrontational.
Are you sure that didn't just tell you what's going on with the boss?
She's gonna use it on the customers to figure out which ones are getting angrier. You know, like all of a sudden she sees over all of their heads little timers.
Roll
Oh,
me,
perfect.
roll me an insight then.
8. Damn it.
And I will give you advantage because I am nice.
Yay. 15.
All right. And between you and Tot in a wheelchair, you are actually able to weather the rush, and things in the tavern are still going pretty smooth, even considering all the bullshit that's been going on.
And when she's all finally done, she goes back to Rajan and I should not have worn heels today.
Rajan looks down and says, "They are removable. Why
They're
would you
shoes.
remove your feet?"
She looks to Rajan and goes, Rajan, you know what shoes are.
Rajan considers this, then looks down to his own feet. They are indeed in shoes. He blinks again, and his eyes are seeming to clear a little bit.
Porridge done, boss. What now?
Rajan looks to you and says, "Tot, you are my subordinate. You will create a portal by contracting the person who made me a portal in order to bring all of my friends and family."
Ash looks to
Hey,
Todd.
boss, open a portal.
Custom R looks to you and says, "I am unaffiliated with Rajan."
Who's your boss?
Rajan blinks and says, I need you to create a portal.
Ash just realizes something, and it just looks to Taunt. Taunt, ask more questions.
Okay. Quick question. So can you quickly explain to Dan here what sort of portal you want?
I
Dan,
can
he wants a
describe the
portal.
type of portal. And he walks on in, and Dan is just like looking unamused. Rajan starts talking about the kind of portal, but he just keeps trailing off, blinking, shaking his head.
Prim. Hey, Prim, can you fix this?
Prim looks over at Rajan and says, it seems to be some sort of possession, but I don't know what the hell kind of magic it is.
Ash, smite him. It'll work.
I'm not smiting him.
It always works.
Looks over to Prim and just like, kind of like, don't you don't have to get involved. Tot, hey Tot, why don't you
smite
ask
him.
questions? Tot, get back here. Why don't you ask Rajan about some of the things that happened today? Things you might have questions on.
Rajan, think back over the course of the previous events today. Have you been possessed by a Modron?
Rajan blinks and says, I have not been possessed by anything. I am in perfect control of myself.
That's a very persuasive argument there.
Why don't you ask him about the health inspector?
Why would that matter?
And just ask, because your stream of consciousness questioning is actually what's going to snap him out of this.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember the health inspector's name and I can't.
Her name is Jesri.
So, what? Do I try to convince the boss that the health inspector is here and needs to talk to her? And despite the fact that she is currently at home asleep?
It's just everything that happened, anything you have questions on, I don't care what it is, because our boss knows about all of your questions and knows how to answer them better than I do.
I think we should send the tavern master to go talk to the customs inspector, despite the fact that she is not in the bar or in any other part of the tavern. It is not here at all. Bye.
It's just Ash just ugh.
Look, you want to get rid of him? I got rid of him.
No, we're not getting rid of the boss.
But he's not a boss. He's a corpse.
Every time we say something about how he acts or who he is or questions that customer can't answer, it's losing their hold on our boss.
Okay, Rajan, what is the tip ratio on group orders?
Rajan looks to Tot and says, Tot, I have told you this information before. Why do you keep forgetting things?
Because it is very hard to remember the number 75%.
Rajan glares at you.
Ash?
Quick, Ash, 75% on all the current orders.
Ash, I don't know. I haven't done the bookings. I haven't done the money for today in tips.
Look, either 75% or you smite him.
Ash, just ask him another tavern question. Ask him one of those ones you ask all the time.
Okay, why exactly isn't pre-digestion good for cleaning bathrooms?
Rajan looks irritated and then says, Tot, do you realize that I am your superior?
Yes, but why isn't please pronounce it for me, Jay.
Prestidigitation.
Why isn't that good for bathrooms?
Tavern Master Rajan looks to Tot, places his hand on Tot's head, and then casts silence. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
I wish I could say this was unexpected.
12.
You have failed. Tot, you have been silenced.
Ash looks over to Prim while all of this is going down and tells her, because apparently she's involved in all of this, to, leave. Get out of this room, like, right now.
Prim gets out of the room.
And then Ash turns around to Rajan, crossing her arms, and just going, I always keep telling him that prestidigitation doesn't actually clean a bathroom, but if it doesn't, where does all the filth it cleans go?
Rajan looks to you and says, Ash, I have explained this 1,000 times to you already. Ash, why do you have such difficulty with such simple information?
And just going, I don't remember you ever telling me. I mean, I've overheard your lectures to Todd a few times on some of these protocols, but I guess I've never had to deal with them, so you've never had to tell me.
Rajan grips his head and says, Ash, it's simple. The prestidigitation can only work in small areas at once, and so it misses larger messes.
They're just going, oh, okay. Oh, and earlier today, I'm really sorry, but Customar, he knocked over one of your favorite tankards.
Rajan looks outraged and says, I got that tankard years and years ago. It was a special gift from home. He seems to be not very mind controlled at the moment. Custom R looks over to Rajan and says, You are the owner of the tavern. And Rajan says, Yes, I'm the owner of the tavern. Get out! Out! Ejecting you out! Custom R seems to be confused at this and says, You are not going along with the stated course of events that has been projected. Rajan says,
Can I return his legs?
Scared.
We still have customers' legs. You don't have to worry about
We
that.
can just roll him out.
Custom
Oh, yeah,
R.
she turns to Rajan and goes, oh yeah, Tot took his legs.
So Todd, what the hell are you doing up on the counter?
I am
You're in a
rolling him.
wheelchair.
I'm on top of him like a barrel roller.
Custom R is going to retaliate at this because of social conventions.
Yeah, can he beat a +4 acrobatics check? I didn't think so.
Well, here is the question. What is your AC?
Good question. Where is that on these sheets?
Right at the top.
12.
Okay, so it was a 15, and so now you are going to get bapped.
For 3 points of damage, the exact health I have left.
Oh, let's see. Hold on. You have been bapped for 9 damage. Tot, you are officially unconscious.
I am at
Custom
-6, Ash. Help me.
Custom R
Or help me,
summons
Mag.
an ethereal weapon in the air, which smacks Tot in the face. Rajan is
Help me,
absolutely
Mag.
infuriated. Mag has drawn his blade.
And Ash just like, boss, I've had to deal with this all day.
Rajan is looking absolutely incensed and says, well, I know exactly what to do about this. And he charges forward and he is going to cast the spell Banishment.
Question. Is he going to cast it on the customer or on Tot?
He is casting it on Customar.
I felt we should establish that.
And Customar completely flubs the save and vanishes. And Rajan
Boss,
looks down to Tot.
boss,
on the
we
ground.
have legs.
It's just, Todd, you are passed out. You can't talk.
Oh. Boss, I can't talk, but we have legs.
Tavern Master Rajan goes over and finds the legs and grabs them and tosses them into the fire.
Lovely.
And then he goes back to Tot and looks over to Ash and says, Ash, I really do have to ask this question. Is it worth Meg holds up a hand and says, you must provide medical attention to your employees. Rajan looks aggravated.
And just Ash, we never hear the end of it from Dan.
Tavern Master Rajan gives a sigh and pulls out a medical kit and starts bandaging up Tot. Tot, you come to, you're in a wheelchair, you are still silenced, your head is ringing, the last thing that you remember was pissing off a barrel.
This is the second worst barrel-related injury of my life.
Ash goes, okay, so boss, once we finish up with the dinner rush here, can you let us know what the hell is going on?
Rajan informs you that he absolutely will. And with that, I am going to move on into wrap-up mode because you have successfully completed the plot. So,
Yay!
here is the final tally. Your tavern upkeep. You managed to keep most of your points by succeeding most of the rolls and not just ignoring them, which was a legitimate concern. And you have successfully given yourself an A rank in tavern keeping, which means, Ash, that Tavern Master Rajan, after all this hot nonsense, is going to offer you, like, the tavern.
She just kind of blinks. It just goes, wait, what?
I accept.
Tot was not offered this. And
I
Rajan
still
literally
accept.
puts his hand directly over Tot's face and pushes him into a corner. But yes, Rajan, Rajan is offering Ash ownership of the tavern.
And she just sits there, like, why?
Rajan says that what with the incident that happened last night and him going off, he discovered that he's not really the most stable employer. And he wants to be sure that this place is going to be in good hands going forward. And he still wants to be involved with this. He's not just going to abandon you, and he can help out if you like. But he doesn't think that he should be the formal owner of this place anymore. Dan the Eternal voices that he's the senior employee. Rajan asks Dan if he wants to be owner of the tavern. Dan says no.
So, what do I do now that I have the tavern's keys?
You do not, in fact, have the tavern's keys.
I have an 18 that says I have the tavern's keys.
You
What
never
you have-
announced to the DM what you were doing, therefore.
No, definitely stole the tavern's keys, not the lavatories.
You stole a key off of Rajan. Rajan proceeds to cast a paralyzation spell on you again. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Shit.
Rajan takes back the tavern's keys and then proceeds to tie the Tot into the wheelchair so that he cannot move his arms or legs.
Just Ash,
This is some sort of specious behavior.
It's just Ash is going, this is not specious. This is the fact that you're acting like a child.
You know, I put in a lot of effort here to save you from the horrible events about to befall you.
Yes, you may have, and I appreciate it. But you also have no idea how to actually run a tavern.
Well, yes, but neither does anyone else in this scenario.
Tavern Master Rajan proceeds to put another strip of cloth over Tot's mouth.
Ash is just sitting there going, I do not want to be the sole owner of a tavern.
Ash,
Looks to Rajan and goes, co-ownership.
Rajan says that he will accept co-ownership, but what this does mean is that if Ash wanted to hire, say, some help, then Rajan would, of course, approve of it.
And just her just going, okay. Are you still going to keep doing the budget?
Rajan says that if you want him to keep doing the budget, he'll keep doing the budget.
Okay. I still don't want to do paperwork.
Rajan says that this is understandable. So, Ash, I suspect that you want an explanation over what exactly happened.
That would be rather informative, because apparently even the health inspector was trying to figure it out.
Rajan sighs and says, Look, what was happening was I started this tavern up as something of a front. I always had some other objectives while I was running it. Notably, the House of the Dragonborn is one that has fallen in prominence as of late, and I wanted to make a proper space where they could establish themselves and get a political foothold. And so I wanted to create a safe space where the Dragon Board could actually discuss things without being overheard. And I thought that the tavern was a good place to have a deniable asset. But the damn health inspector, quote unquote, Jezri, was constantly looking into things and trying to figure out what I was up to. So I never had any privacy, I never had any time to actually convene any meetings. So I decided to use the tavern as a front in order to create a demi-plane where we could hold our meetings. And, well, I hired Prim in order to create a portal to this demi-plane, and then it turns out that it was filled with some sort of what they called themselves was interdimensional raiders. They looked like goblins wearing blinky LEDs.
Modrons!
No, not Modrons! Ugh, whatever. The thing is, they kidnapped me, and they made me tell them everything that I could about the tavern. They didn't seem to understand any of it. They eventually sent that scout, and they figured out how to mind control me and sent me back in order to make the portal wider. Thank goodness that Prim had the sense to actually program in some safeties to the portal so that things didn't get too out of hand. But now I'm back, and now, well, the entire plan is scuttled. I don't know how I'm going to set things up for the Dragonborn to have meetings, but I know that this tavern, at least, is more your responsibility than ever was mine.
And she sits there and thinks for a minute and goes, You do know that the main reason I work here is to get away from the politics of my own family, right?
Why do you think I never told you about any of the stuff that I was planning on the side? I never wanted you to be involved in politics. All I wanted you to do was have a steady job.
He told me,
Well,
though. Definitely told me.
You still have tape over your mouth.
Ash just like, yeah, I don't want to get involved, but if I have to pull a few strings to help you out, I mean, you gave me the job that gets me away from it all.
If your family would be willing to offer support, then I would accept it, and I would try and reciprocate as best I can.
And
The
just
thing
she
is
sits
that,
there and thinks for a minute and goes, You got a crimson dragon folk in there somewhere?
yes,
My family will love it.
well, that seems rather straightforward. Todd,
And just
you are managing to flop out of the chair and you are rolling through the tavern.
No. I am gonna deliver porridge.
Ash's hair is quite literally on fire as she's telling Rajan. It's just like, yeah, my family will love the idea of aligning with a dragon that is fire.
Rajan gives a relieved sigh and says, Then we'll work on things. But seriously, Ash, you did very good work today, and thank you for your help.
Yeah, sorry I had to annoy you with pot to get you to break your hold.
All right, I understand. In the meantime, Todd, you have discovered something interesting. You remember how you're still tied to the chair?
I can summon porridge.
You can summon porridge with your mind. However, one thing that you find that you cannot do is defend yourself when Argy here decides that you look like an appealing target and pinches your wallet.
Good luck. I'm a minimum wage employee.
Yeah, and so Argy has now stolen your minimum wage and has run off.
Meg, they stole my wallet again. Did I have
Mag
anything in
looks
it?
to you and says,
No,
I
but the
don't
wallet
believe
was
you.
valuable.
Mag looks to you and says, I don't believe you, and goes back to sipping his quote-unquote coffee.
Ash is just going, all right,
It's
so two
just
things.
porridge with prestidigitation cast on it.
Like, two things. One, we're finally getting coffee for this goddamn tavern. I'm tired of Mag complaining we don't have any.
Do we have a coffee maker now? Is Dan a coffee maker? Has he always been a coffee maker?
Dan has known how to make coffee, he just doesn't want to.
I think we should establish the fact that Rajan does not actually own the establishment.
Rajan does own the establishment. He's just also now given half ownership to Ash.
No, Rajan doesn't. Dan owns the establishment. It's obvious.
Seniority does not work that way! Dan proceeds to bop you with a staff, dealing 1 hit point of damage, which makes you unconscious again.
Oh god, I'm out.
So, Ash,
I think
how
that's
do you want to conclude things?
I think that's a good way to conclude it.
Then
love
let's
this
end up
dragon.
there. Welcome. Thank you for attending the Shoggy stream, and I hope that you all enjoyed yourself and the unbridled chaos that is Shoggy being a shitlord.
Hey, I have acted entirely reasonably.
Sure.
Exactly. Okay,
And
seriously,
Prim-
where did you get this dragon? I love this dragon.
Oh god. I
Seriously,
got
do you
a
see this over
lot.
here, Becky? This is a great dragon.
Which one?
The like Jabberwocky but derpy.
Oh, it's from they're all of these are from a very specific artist who does tokens on Roll20.
Yes, actually. I can link you guys to it. It is an absolutely great set. Hold on.
It's worth
The-
every penny.
That's just great, though. Let me look
You
at
have to
it.
see all of their packs. It's worth every penny.
Yep, I get all of these tokens, except for the ones in use by Shoggy and Becky, from this one particular artist, Yui Kami. And some of them are in different packs, but there are a hell of a lot of tokens, and I use them for all of my games because they're cute as hell.
I should check that out. Sorry, I didn't mean to shill over the ending.
How dare you?
Fine.
Now, I owe Prim an explanation because of all the cameos that are involved in this. There were, in fact, 5 cameo characters. Only 4 of them got to actually interact with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have Mag, which is from Magma442. Magma442 wanted to be a normal human fighter who was just very good at being in inconvenient places.
Who is that? Is that Dan? That was probably Dan.
Oh. Then we have Z from, of course, you know, the fucking Tail Forge. Z wanted to be a dwarf, which had a whole bunch of skills, but didn't have any actual specialties. So the gimmick of Z is that everyone else has a +5 to their skill. Z has like 7 skills that are at +2.
Well, all right then.
Would you like some porridge? I'll draw him some porridge.
Fantastic. Then there's Argy. Argy is a character that was supposed to be a thieving rogue who came in a little late and didn't really get an opportunity to do very much except steal Tot's wallet, which I think is the best possible use of a rogue.
It probably is. I mean, Dot was going to spend it all on pixie sticks, obviously.
Exactly. And then there was Fireheart, who of course is modeled after Fireheart, who wanted to be a programmer, but that wasn't really a thing that I could do in the particular system, so instead I made him a historian. And so Fireheart was the person that you went to for history and also magic bullshit. Then there is Prim, of course modeled after Prim, who wanted to be an artificer, an item craftsman, and I co-opted to be the inciting incident, basically. Tavern Master Rajan contracted her in order to create the portal, and Prim spent a very sleepless night working on it, and then Rajan disappeared, and Prim couldn't talk about it because that was in the fucking contract.
Good on her.
And so, that is our...
Speaking as someone who is
adventure.
forced to adopt the stance of lawful evil, I approve.
This is why you need a loophole about emergency situations.
Oh,
Look,
lordy.
Look, Dan is lawful evil, therefore I am lawful evil.
Okay. And with that, I'm going to end off the stream, and I'm going to pop over into general for anyone who wants to do a quick dissection of this. Thank you all for attending, and I hope that you all have a good night.